You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Fantastic night to be drinking wine. I walked the floor when I came and I counted in excess of about 45 different wines on the floor. So what I'm asking everyone to do is not just to walk up to a booth and ask them, could I get a glass of red? Could I get a glass of white? When you're asking for your wine, please ask them what wine they're pouring. And if you like it, take a picture of it and ultimately buy it, right? Because that's what we want to happen. So, over the last year, several things have happened on the wine scene. I've noticed at least 3 new wine bars or 3 new culinary establishments adding the word wine bar to their names. And so, I think the Observer has made a difference again and continue to raise the bar and raise the discussion about wine in Jamaica. Last year, this time, if I'm correct, Select Brands team, I think last year, uncorked Montego Bay. Just about this time, they opened. So we had our second wine bar in Montego Bay. And just this past week, I noticed something on Instagram talking about Chive or some new restaurant like that. It's another wine bar, so it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. More folks are drinking wine, more folks are talking about wine, and that's what, I'm happy for that. Without any further ado, I just seriously would like everyone to be trying their wines. My new wine that I tried tonight, seriously. What's the name of that wine? Menage a Trois Gold. First time I'm having that one. Well, you know what? Let me leave it like that. Menage a Trois Gold Chardonnay from over at the Harbour Wine booth. First time I'm having it. Delicious Chardonnay, crowd pleaser, very fruit forward. Loved it a lot. I've tried all the apothecs, tried it before, and over at the CPJ booth, big powerful red wine, Lalus. I enjoyed that a lot. And then over at the Select Brands, I'm having some Perez Jouet champagne. So folks, please go around, try the wines, ask the name of the wine that you're having, take a picture of it. Please, don't just give me a red, give me a right. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Oh, it's evening. Sorry, too much wine. All right, good evening, everyone. Congratulations to Jamaica Observer on another hosting of Salud. At CPJ, what we decided to do this year was go all Italian. So we have 1 Prosecco, we have 3 still wines, which is 2 reds and 1 white. And what we wanted to do was kind of embody what Italy has to represent. So Italy is known for Pinot Grigios, so we have San Angelo Pinot Grigio. We also have Ascot, which is Ascot Bulgarian, which is a mix of Cab Sav and Cab Franc. And we also have Lalus, which is Alboroso. And Alboroso is another variety of grape which really is known in the Italian region. So what we really want to do is embody what Italy has to offer. And all of these wines, except for the Prosecco, comes from a house called Banfi, which is very well known in the Italian region. So that is what we have to offer on that side. So, salute.
I'm sure we're all having a fantastic time. We're all drinking wine, my favorite. And not because I'm the brand manager for Harbour Wines and Spirits, but yes. And for those of you who don't know, Harbour Wines and Spirits is the wines unit in Grace Foods and Services. So, yes, we have a wide range of wines, but this evening we want to take you on a little journey, around the world. So we have some sparkling wines, We have the Lunetta Prosecco out of Italy. We also have the Trivento Brut Natural out of Argentina. Then we take it to our still wines. We have, under the Trivento brand again, we have our reserve range. So we have the Pinot Noir being poured this evening. We have our Malbec. And from Vino Maipo, again, we have our reserve range. We're doing a Sauvignon Blanc there. We are also pouring a Carmenere and a Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, Chris mentioned one of the very popular ones. It seems to be the hit at our booth this evening, the Ménage à Trois. We're talking about the wine now. So Ménage à Trois, we have the Gold, which as Chris mentioned earlier is a Chardonnay. We also have the Silk, which is a nice soft red blend. We have the Ménage à Trois Midnight, which it seems we don't have many hands over there to pour because that seems to be the very popular one. And the latest addition to that portfolio is the Ménage à Trois Decadence, which is around a 98% Cabernet Sauvignon. So on behalf of Harbor Wines and Spirits, we want to say salute. Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone. And I'm from Jerry and Neville. I'm the brand manager for the wines portfolio. And tonight we are focusing on a very mysterious brand. It's called Apothic Wines. And if you come and visit our booth, you will get to understand a little bit about it. Tonight we are focusing on our red blend, our white blend, and our new dark blend. So, yes, I said blend, and again, that's the new trend in wines nowadays, and trust me, it's a very smooth, easy to drink wine, not too sweet, not too dry. And just a little bit about Apothic, we sell about 3 million cases globally. We're doing very well in Jamaica, and it's actually the #1 brand in Canada. Yeah. So, I ask for you guys to come and visit us, to come and taste. There's a lot of interesting things happening at our booth. Come and visit me and ask me what's going on over there and get to know our brands. So Jamaica Observer, thank you very much. Novia, salute.
Welcome my friends in wine. Tonight I'm representing Rush Marketing and we have some beautiful sparkling wines. So as you know, sparkling wine is made with 3 grapes, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier. So we have 3 sparklings. We have a beautiful rosé known as Cavalier. It's coming out of France. We have the Chateauneuf. It's a brut, so it's going to be dry on the palate. We also have Carmela, which has been a hit right throughout the night. It's a lovely sparkling Moscato. And then we are going to travel to Argentina, where we'll have a lovely Malbec coming out of the Mendoza region. And then the grape of Spain, Tempranillo. So we have the Don Juan Tempranillo on display as well. So come by our booth, we're right behind here. It's Rush Marketing, and it will be our pleasure to host you, right? So again, Novia, thank you so much for the opportunity, and to all my friends in wine, salute.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming out this evening. I am Deborah Taylor, Trade Development Manager at Select Brands. And when we looked through our portfolio, it was quite extensive and it was very challenging to decide what to do. But we thought we'd give it a European theme and then we'd throw the curveball in. So out of Italy, we have our Pasimento line, our red and white blend in keeping with the blend trend. Then we had our Cavicchioli Prosecco accompanied by the Rosé. And well, at intermittent times we're pouring our delightful Perrier Jouet champagne. And yes, yay indeed. And then, you know, just for good measure, we have included our Montes Outer Limits Sauvignon Blanc, which will blow your mind, so do give it a try.
I just want to quickly use this opportunity to say that education is the new sexy. And if we in the industry don't start demanding good, fantastic, great service, we're never going to get it. And I want us to stop accepting the mediocre service that we've been getting in our restaurants and to start demanding what we're used to getting when we travel. Our standards need to be raised, and I believe that if we don't ask for it, we're not going to get it. So you all know where to find us. We are the approved program providers for the Wines and Spirits Education Trust, or WSET, educational courses, and I want to implore you to encourage everyone to get educated. Service is what our visitors come to the island for, and if our team members are not qualified to deliver, then our product is going to be substandard. And the Jamaica Observer, thank you ever so much for this opportunity and for what you continue to do to raise the bar. We are here to stand beside you, behind you, and support you 100%. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I know I kind of took it another way, but I had to do it because I'm very, very frustrated with our levels of service. Cheers, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like obviously for you to enjoy the music. We've got a great DJ ready to spin some tunes, but obviously we'd like to thank our partners. Do ensure that you have a glass in hand. Thank you very much, Sagicor, the Spanish Court Hotel, Thai Flora, Rainforest Seafoods, CPJ, Harbour Wines, J. Ray and Nephew, Rush Marketing, and Select Brands. On behalf of the Jamaica Observer newspaper, thank you for your support. Do continue to support the only newspaper that really matters. Sorry, did you not hear? The only newspaper that really matters. And thank you very much. Oh, the last of my children. The last has arrived. Salut.
With another exciting, innovative and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we lock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
Talk to us about Salud. What exactly is the event?
Okay, Salud is an initiative. Okay, if you look around, you'll see 5 purveyors. What we've done is we approached the 5 most established wine companies in Jamaica for an evening of pouring champagne and wines, an introduction, as it were, to the festive season. So you're able to select, sip, and the whole idea is to purchase your Christmas stock early. So instead of them having to do the work, we've done the work for them, as it were. And it's a lovely opportunity to kickstart the festive season. I think it's fair to say that Christmas has started. Christmas is officially, on the road, that kind of thing. So it's Monday evening, and those in the know go out on Monday. At the weekends, we repair elsewhere with our respective wines and champagnes. So this is what we're doing. So we've got CPJ, we've got Apothic Wines with Ray and Nephew, Grace Harbour Wines, Select Brands, and Rush Marketing. So, and quite a few of our friends and friends of the Jamaica Observer newspaper. So every year, it segues. We start with Applaudit, which allows us, the next generation, the CEOs and the managing directors, to meet the next generation exactly where they are, and to break bread with them and to inspire them, as it were. You know what I'm saying? And then that segues straight into Salud. As I said before, it's an opportunity for all the wine. It's a wine conversation. That's what it is. It's a wine conversation. So, Salud.
Rainforest Seafoods is a sponsor at tonight's Salute. Tell us about your involvement.
Okay, so Salute is a premium event. That's a wine and champagne. Rainforest is a premium seafood company. We have premium seafood, and both go hand in hand. So we have to be a sponsor.
Talk to me, what did he have to offer tonight?
So tonight we had our sushi rolls. We're serving 6 different types of sushi rolls tonight. Also, we had a whole roasted salmon with a sriracha and chili glaze. And words on the street is that, it was to die for.
How do seafood and wine go hand in hand?
Match made in heaven.
Talk to us about Rush Marketing. You're based in Montego Bay?
Yeah, so Rush Marketing, I'm based in Montego Bay. A strong presence there by Rush Ramchandani and the Ramchandani brothers. And so they have a nice wines and spirits setup. They're not so new to the business, but in terms of making a mark, they set out this evening to stamp their feet on the ground to say Rush Marketing is here, and they're serious about developing the wines and spirits business. So I'm happy to be a part of that and to share in that experience with them, and to share the wines that we have here as well.
Speaking of the wines, talk to us about some of the wines that you have tonight.
Okay, so we have 3 sparklings, all beginning with C. So I'm going to take it slowly. So our big one for tonight is the Carmela Moscato. It's a beautiful sparkling wine. It's sweet on the palate. Jamaicans love a Moscato, so it will suit the palate very well. There is Chateauneuf from France, and it is going to be a Brut. And when we say Brut, we mean it's dry. So it's not going to be sweet on the palate, it's going to be dry. And then we have the Cavalier, which is a rosé sparkling. Also a hint of sweetness, but very beautiful. So your Sunday brunch, rosé, perfect. If you're having Indian or Thai food, any of those sparklings will complement them quite well. We have the grape of Argentina on display, which is the Malbec, and we have the grape of Spain, which is the Tempranillo. So we're traveling across the old world into the new world, and we're showcasing the best of what is there to offer.
What has been the most popular, what have some of the popular brands been tonight?
Well, tonight the popular one has been the Carmela Sparkling Moscato. That has been the hit for everybody. Everybody loves that. And then the Cavalier Sparkling Rosé, that's another hit as well. So we're happy right around because we had something for every palate. Not everyone likes sweet because some palates are more developed than the others, but we had the dry Tempranillo from Spain, Don Juan Wines, and we had the Malbec coming out of Argentina. So something for everyone.
How did you get involved in tonight's event?
Oh, okay. So Salud, I've been in the wines and spirits business for over 12 years, another dispensation. So wines and spirits has been a part of me. I'm a trained sommelier as well. But Rush Marketing, as I said, they wanted to create a strong presence here. And so they called in the big guns. And I said yes. and I'm happy that I was a part of it. Novia and the Observer has been a strong support of myself, of this industry, and I thought it fitting to come and say thank you to Novia and thanks for the opportunity from the Jamaica Observer. It has been an incredible evening. As you can see, everybody's enjoying, and it's just a fantastic time here at Spanish Sports.
So CPJ is representing tonight at Salute. Tell us about some of the wines that you have on offer.
Well, tonight we have, all the wines that we have on offer are from Italy. So our theme is Italian. We have a Prosecco, which is Mionetto Prosecco. We have Asca Bulgari, which is a blend of Cab Sav and Cab Franc. We have a Pinot Grigio, which is San Angelo Pinot Grigio. And we also have another wine, which is La Luz, which is Albarossa. And Albarossa is another great varietal, which is traditionally known to be coming from Italy. So everything that we're doing is really Italian-based, which is known to be coming from the Italian region. And as you can see, we're trying to go for a very rustic feel with our booth as well, which represents the Italian life.
What are some of the popular offerings tonight?
So what goes very fast right now is Mionetto Prosecco. Everybody seems to be into the, I guess, New Year vibe, and a lot of Prosecco is really going. It's really easy drinking nonetheless, so that is the first one, and I would say the Asca Bulgari, the brand of the Cab Sav and the Cab Franc, that's what's behind it.
How important is it to be a part of an event like this?
All right, so for me, being a part of the event as the individual, this is my second year representing CPJ. And what we try to do each year is represent themes. So last year we went with Josh Wines. And this year we try to go Italian because a lot of persons don't try to go for the range of the portfolio. And Italian wines are not represented as much. And we try to highlight that from the Banfi House of Wines.
Jay Ren Nephew is representing tonight with Apothic. Talk to us about the whole setup tonight.
Well, again, we're here at Salou. You know, we're proud to be a part of this. Apothic Wines is what we're promoting tonight, distributed by Jay Ren Nephew Limited. Apothic is a #1 brand in Canada. You know, we sell like 3 million cases worldwide. It's a growing brand here in Jamaica. And what it is, it's a mysterious brand. So when people hear Apothic, it draws them to the brand. So it's a blended wine. You know, that's a new trend nowadays, blended wine. And we have Apothic Red, Apothic Dark, and Apothic White. So it's a blend of different red grapes and white grapes together to bring this lovely, lovely wine. Very easy to drink. And persons have been coming out, trying our wines, getting chances to win baskets, and getting to know the brand a little more. You know, what do they have it with their meals? You know, what's the best time of the day to have the wine, etc., etc. So we're glad to be a part of this expo to show people what we're about and to give them some new knowledge about how to enjoy Apothic wine. So,
what has the response been like tonight? What are some of the popular offerings?
Well, most people know the Apothic Red, the Apothic White. The red is my favorite, but we've recently introduced the Apothic Dark. And people really love the Apothic Dark. And the Apothic Dark is a blend of 7 different dark grapes. And the interesting thing about it is that it's aged in whiskey barrels. So it has that oak, woody taste to it. So it gives you a different taste of wine. And again, when you pair that with a meat, it's a different experience. So that's what we're pushing tonight, and people love it.
And how did you get involved with Salou this year?
Well, again, Jamaica Observer reached out. You know, we could not miss it. You know, we're one of the #1 distributors of wines and spirits, Jay Ren Nephew Limited. So we had to come and showcase our focus brand tonight, which is Apothic.
Talk to us about what Harbour Wines is offering tonight at Salou.
Okay, so Harbour Wines and Spirits is taking you around the world tonight. So we have our sparkling wines, our Lunetto Prosecco out of Italy, and we have our Trivento Brut Nature out of Argentina. We also have a range of our reserve wines from Argentina and Chile. So that's the Trivento out of Argentina and the Vina Maipo out of Chile. And of course, we could not forget the US. So we have the Ménage à Trois, which has been doing exceptionally well tonight. The Ménage à Trois Midnight in particular has been doing awesome.
So for the Ménage à Trois range, we're pouring the Gold, which is a Chardonnay. We're also pouring the Silk, which is a nice soft red blend. We're also pouring the Midnight, which is the one I said is like really, I mean, we don't have enough to serve the audience tonight. And we also have the Decadence, which is like a 98% cab. And we could not forget those who love the sweeter side. So we have the Cavite Moscato out of Italy, the Roscato, and the Roscato Rosé. So the Trivento Reserve Malbec, because Argentina, they're known for their Malbec. So the Malbec is doing exceptionally well as well. And the Vino Maipo, the Cabernet Sauvignon, and the Carmenere. The Carmenere is also surprisingly well as good as well.
How important would you say an event like this is to Jamaicans, wine drinkers in general?
Well, extremely important, because when you look at it, wine drinking on a whole has been growing. The trend has been growing in Jamaica. I mean, people are no longer, you're kind of demystifying wine. Is no longer seen as bougie. So a lot more persons are experimenting, and we encourage it. I mean, that's something that we're traditionally rum and cocktail type culture. So a smooth transition would be your sweeter wines, and then you move from that into your blends, into your more, drier type wine. So I think this is an amazing event. Salute, definitely.
So this is the second year we're doing Salute like this, but we've been doing Salute for many, many years. It's really and truly about a celebration of wine, and because of the timing of the event, it's almost like an introduction to buyers on some of the wines that are available and some of the wines that the various purveyors are offering to the market in terms of new wines or new brands to the market. So yeah, it's something that Jamaica Observer just wanted to kind of recognize the various wine purveyors and importers in Jamaica.
What are some of the new wines that you have tried tonight?
Well, one of the new ones to me was, although the brand is not new to me, but the specific wine was wines from Harbour, which they have a brand called Ménage à Trois. Been around for a while, but I've seen the Chardonnay but never tried it. So I tried it tonight for the first time. Very pleasant, it's a crowd pleaser. If you want to dabble into a little bit of, most new wine drinkers like sweet white wines, but if you're graduating from that and you want that kind of dry, pleasant wine, then it's a good wine to try.
As a wine writer for the Jamaica Observer, how has tonight's event been for you?
So, as a wine writer, I'm always happy to see a lot of people trying wines. So there's nothing else available apart from just wine, right? So sadly, I have some friends come, boy, Chris, no rum? No rum, it's wine only. So it's really and truly an opportunity for people who have been kind of dabbling. And what I encourage everyone here to do, I said, look guys, go around to every booth, try the different wines. I want to find something you like. Just take out your phone and take a picture of it. So at least you remember what it is, and you can go out and buy it. But the whole idea is to keep introducing people to new wines and allow them to try and experience some new products.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need, no matter the size and nature future of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Stay current and gain more information on the ever-evolving industry of real estate on Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
On today's observation of World Humanitarian Day, we highlight female aid workers who risk their lives to help others and make the world a better place. Here in Jamaica, our women continue to be the backbone of our society, and we applaud and thank them for their work to make our little corner of the world the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. Stay with us.
A message from the Bureau of Gender Affairs and the Dispute Resolution Foundation, paid for by the UN Women Fund for Gender Equality.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Monday, August 19. The Ministry of Education has instructed schools that they are to charge no more than $5,000 for new students' registration packages this academic year. The directive was reportedly issued in a bulletin disseminated to all schools by the Acting Chief Education Officer, Mrs. Winnie Berry. State Minister Orlando Terry-Long says the bulletin was in keeping with the ministry's call for schools to ensure education remains accessible and affordable for all. In keeping with that position, Minister Terry-Long says the Education Ministry has abolished the term auxiliary fees and replaced it with parent support contribution. Schools have been warned that parents must not be forced to pay this contribution, nor should their children be denied entry. According to a press release from the ministry, the contribution must not be a requirement for registration, school access or attendance, criteria for graduation, examination slips, or application to sixth form. In fact, administrators should discuss and get approval from their regional director for the categories that will fall on the school payment voucher. The ministry is, however, insisting that the cost of consumables should not be combined into packages that mandate payment for the full cost. For example, packages should not contain a charge for 5 school crests when the parent might not require or be able to afford 5 at once. The Education State Minister says schools that fall short of funds during the course of the year can write to the Permanent Secretary with supporting documentation to request consideration for additional support. In the meantime, Mr. Terry-Long says changes are being made to the funding formula to increase financing for schools, while sixth form programs will be fully funded by the government, including exam fees and resource materials. Transport and Mining Minister Robert Montague says he will do whatever it takes to ensure that the country is protected amidst global concerns with respect to the price of bauxite and alumina on the international market. The assertion comes as the minister and his team continue to have dialogue with key players in the bauxite industry. A statement from the ministry says those discussions remain at a delicate stage. Last week, the minister and his team met with representatives of Gisco Alpart, Windalco, the Clarendon Alumina Company, and Noranda Bauxite Company. Asserting that Jamaica's interest is his first priority, Minister Montague says government is monitoring the bauxite and mining industry in an effort to allay fears of any possible fallout and to provide support aimed at protecting the welfare of workers and the livelihood of communities who depend on the industry. The Bog Walk Health Center and Police Station are to be upgraded as part of an $88 million project funded by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF. The project also includes the rehabilitation of the Pineapple Lane Road in the community, and the work will be done over the next 6 months. This is being done under JSIF's Poverty Reduction Program, which is funded by the European Union. At the recent signing ceremony, JSIF's Managing Director, Omar Sweeney, said the support was geared at improving community infrastructure and ensuring the protection of human rights.
And so, whether a person has an infraction with the law or not, they have a human right to be housed in a proper facility. They have a human right as a citizen when you enter a police station to feel as if you're not entering an armory or a guard room or something like that. You should go into a police station and feel that you can have a confidential discussion. You should have trust. And these are basic human rights that all citizens need. And so we are in partnership on this program to ensure that your human rights are protected in every single way.
Assistant Commissioner of Police Warren Clark implored residents to see the investment as their own, as the upgraded station would enhance security. Preliminary discussions by government to extend Jamaica's largest bilateral sports cooperation agreement with China has been favorable. The 3-year initiative called the Jamaica-China Technical Cooperation Program is in its 2nd year of operation. Under the program, 138 Jamaican athletes, managers and coaches in 7 sporting disciplines traveled to China for specialized training during summer.
The ministers already had some preliminary discussions. The preliminary discussions have been favorable in the fact that both China and Jamaica have expressed an interest, but there's a process that has to be followed before we can determine whether or not there's an extension and what would be involved in that extension.
The ministry's permanent secretary was speaking with JIS News following a meeting to discuss the progress of the program held last Friday at China Sports International Corporation in Beijing. In addition to extending its length, Mr. Thorpe says proposals have also been made to expand the program to include other sporting disciplines.
Other sporting bodies in Jamaica have expressed an interest in being a part of a new program or an extension of the program if that does happen. So there have been about 5 or so federations, associations that have expressed an interest in the program, having seen the benefits of the program for the 7 disciplines that are currently involved.
Under the Technical Cooperation Program, more than 400 Jamaican athletes will travel to China for training over the next 3 years. And finally, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Grange, has expanded the membership on the National Council on Reparations and appointed a new team for the next 3 years. The 20-member council will serve from July 29, 2019 to July 28, 2022. The newly appointed council includes members from the legal fraternity, academia, the Rastafari community, civil society, the church and public sector. It is chaired by Mrs. Lalita Davis Mattis, with Bert Samuels serving as deputy chairman. Other members are Professor Vereen Shepherd, Frank Phipps, Lord Anthony Gifford, Dr. Jelani Naya, Professor Rupert Lewis, and Stephen Golding. They're joined by Dr. Michael Barnett, Professor Clinton Hutton, Donald Roberts, Michael Holgate, Ras Lancroy Ho-Shing, Vivian Crawford, and Joanne Archibald. The 5 remaining members are Pastor Bruce A. Fletcher, Reverend Stephen Jennings, Dr. Winsome Gordon, Lorraine Williams Tafari, and Tamika Peart. Minister Grange says the council is to create strategies to secure and disburse reparations due to Jamaicans for the transatlantic slave trade. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Diseases spread, wash your hands with soap and water instead. Wash them regular or use a hand sanitizer. Make sure the germs them dead. Touching your eyes or your mouth or your nose. Wash your hands before you do things like those. After you use the bathroom before preparing food, come on, wash your hand them.
The government is all about inclusive learning, and not just at the primary and secondary levels. Take a look.
Lexley is preparing for another day at Jamaican Teas, where he works as assistant to the factory manager and the company's hazard analysis and critical control points coordinator. He is among the men and women who, despite their physical, mental or social limitations and impairments, are learning to create value and purpose with the skills they have acquired. His life has been changed significantly because of the services provided by the Abilities Foundation.
Life was sort of weird in many ways. A lot of wasting of time in terms of parties, but yet still wanted to achieve something, but the opportunity wasn't there.
It was through a group of concerned parents, stakeholders, that their children who were disabled, after graduating high school, they had nowhere else to go. And they raised a telethon to raise funds to establish a skills training center. And through that, Abilities Foundation was born in October 1992. Abilities Foundation is a unique institution. It's the only institution in the Caribbean and in Jamaica that caters to all disabilities.
The foundation was established to meet two primary objectives: increase the employability of persons with disabilities and teach good work ethics to young adults with disabilities to prepare them for integration into society.
The training programs I was engaged in is office administration. Being at the Abilities Foundation and being a person with disabilities, basically you are comfortable because you are amongst persons with disabilities and their understanding of conditions. I learned that there.
The courses offered through the Abilities Foundation seek to provide opportunities for full participation and equality. These programs open new skill areas and, whenever possible, are crafted within existing social, education, and labor trends. The foundation currently offers 5 training programs: housekeeping levels 1 and 2, furniture making, data operations levels 1 and 2, design and decor soft furnishing, horticulture and landscaping.
What we do is that we give them an in-house test. If they are capable of passing it at 70%, we send them up to do what you call an assessment. The assessment is done by outside persons from HEART, and they do the assessment and finish the program, certified through HEART. If they are not capable, then they will give them what you call a unit competency. That unit competency is a document or paper showing that they are capable of doing these units.
The foundation also provides a functional life skills curriculum which focuses on the students' transition to the workforce, as well as remedial English and mathematics, money awareness and management.
I assist them with preparation of their resumes, their cover letters, searching for different employment opportunities. One of my major functions is to provide them with placement sites so that they can get job experience.
For the past couple of years, we have been with the NYS, and we recognize that after that's a summer program, but we recognize that after they are placed in the summer program, it's easier for us to go back to those places to get permanent placement for them because they see what they can do and not their disability.
The foundation has been able to extend its reach and service offerings through grant funding from the Japanese Policy Human Resources Development Grant Program. The grant was provided through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security's Social and Economic Inclusion Project for persons with disabilities.
What this project endeavors to do is to build the capacity of the institution through professional development courses for the staff. A major component of this project is to assist the students with a training stipend, and it is targeted for those who are PATH beneficiaries. The project also provides them with a job placement officer and a job coach. So when we place them on jobs, we also give them a coach to mentor and help them throughout the process.
The foundation continues to open doors for persons with disabilities and equip them with the requisite skills and knowledge to become productive Jamaican citizens. The Abilities Foundation, creating opportunities for the exceptional.
Water is precious. So we encourage everyone to practice the 4 R's of water conservation. Always remember to reduce your use of water wherever possible. Replace water wasting devices with water savings devices. Reuse water wherever possible. And wherever leaks are found, please repair them and repair them quickly.
Don't delay. Practice the 4 R's of water conservation today.
The time is dwindling down and summer with free paper soon done. Don't be caught slipping. Let's see what's in your bag this September.
For infant schools, we're recommending a dark-colored bag because we want to reduce the number of times we're washing the bags. And children play a lot, bags get dirty. We also want to ensure that in the bag, there is a water bottle. Water is important because as children play, they get dehydrated, and this will actually affect how comfortable they are. So we want to ensure that there's water in the bag so that they're sipping throughout the day. Now, especially for preschoolers, as they're entering schools for the first time, we know that there is separation anxiety. One of the things that we recommend is a toy. It helps them to be just a little more comfortable with that transition to school. Another thing that we want to place in the bag is a blanket. Children need sleep time, and so the blanket, a nice clean blanket, is good to add to the bag. Another thing that we recommend is a pencil case. We want a pencil case that is durable and one that can secure the pencils. Of course, you can't have a school bag without notebooks. One of the things we recommend is lighter notebooks for the children who are smaller because we do not want the bag to become too heavy. In the notebook, it's also advisable that you put an emergency contact number. What would be recommended also is a change of uniform so that if they get dirty, they can change off. A clean rag is also recommended to dry their hands and also perhaps to wipe their faces. As times get hot, they become sweaty, we need a fresh rag. For children who are transitioning to primary or high school, you will notice that we have a bigger bag. So let's look at what should go in the bag. First of all, there is a smart device that we're recommending. Of course, you're going to refer to your school's policies regarding cell phones or other smart devices. But as we prepare our children for 21st century learning, if it is that the policy supports this, then we recommend that you ensure that there is a smart device so that the children can be using these to support their learning as dictated by their teachers. We also recommend hand sanitizer. In some situations, a teacher might want to keep the hand sanitizer for the student, and so you refer depending on the teacher or the school. Of course, we are also purporting hydration. We have to ensure that children remain hydrated. When children get hot, they become uncomfortable, and this affects teaching and learning. And of course, as a partner of the Jamaica Moves campaign, we're also suggesting water as opposed to other sugary drinks. Toiletry is very important. So we have a Ziploc bag here, and we have toilet paper and a piece of paper towel. And there is also wipes. Let's go to the inside of the bag. What's in here? We continue to ensure our children are equipped with the writing implements, but for security purposes, we suggest that you give them a case to house the paper, scissors, the pens and pencils. There are also exercise books. Now these exercise books are a little heavier, because, as you know, primary school and high school require more note-taking. So these are a little heavier. One of the things we must also have is a planner, because homework is very important. So we recommend that you write down the homework so that you can ensure that those are submitted on the due dates. Of course, you must have the textbooks. Now, textbooks can be many and they too can be heavy. So depending on what homework is assigned, you might want to work with a class teacher to also store some of these textbooks. So only the ones that will support homework will make it home. And you know, weather is also unpredictable. So we recommend an umbrella, a lightweight umbrella, or a rain cloak if you have it. We don't want our children getting ill because this will affect their attendance to school and ultimately affect learning. And that is it for what goes in the bag. We wish you a successful year. All the best.
We Jamaicans are a hard-working set of people, and we at the JIS know this. That's why after a hard day's work, you can simply pop onto our website, jis.gov.jm, and be in the know with government news and information. JIS, your information hub.
How is your planning for back to school coming along? Cross-check with this next feature.
It's that time of year when we say farewell to the carefree days of summer and welcome a new academic year filled with loads of promise. We want to ensure there's a smooth transition for all stakeholders. So we've prepared a last-minute back-to-school checklist to ease any worries you may have. Take notes. First tip, know the rules of the road. No, we don't mean the road code. What we mean is familiarizing yourself with the routes to and from the school. That way, when school resumes, you and your child can use the quickest and most convenient way to get there. And what's even more important, your child won't get lost. Now is also the time for you to finalize pickup and drop-off arrangements with taxis or buses. And be sure to inform the teacher of these arrangements. Your child's health is paramount. Visit the doctor to get his or her immunization up to date and have a complete medical check done. A dentist visit is also on the list. By now, all the school registration documents would have been submitted. If not, use the orientation day to turn in all outstanding documents. You may also want to use the orientation to drop off your child's textbooks to his or her teacher. This way, you'll be able to steer clear of the traditional first day of school rush. Next tip, deportment matters. By now, you should be aware of the school's uniform requirements. If the attire is not quite up to scratch, make the necessary adjustments. That may include exchanging the shoes or bags or making alterations to the uniform. Also ensure that your child's hair is groomed to meet the school's standards. Stay ahead of the curve on the home front. Assign a section of your home for all the things your child will need to function during school time. That way, he or she will know where to look when they need any school-related supplies. Ensure your child has been familiarizing him or herself with the information in the textbooks. Nutrition is also critical. Be sure to purchase additional food items to cover breakfast and possibly lunch for your child. Summer was fun, we know, late nights and even later mornings. But with school on the horizon, have your child return to his or her bedtime routine. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
This is Romain Virgo. I'm here appeal to all of the youths them to just stay away from crime and violence. We know the temptation, the money, the fast life. People say them rate you. But that will only take you nowhere. If you stay in school and focus, then you can achieve anything. Be your own leader. A gang is a dead end.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Summer is on the way out, so be sure to explore Jamaica during your free time. See what's in store for you in Westmoreland.
You may know it for its 7 miles of pristine coastline.
its unmistakable sunset, or moving houses on trailers. You may see it in the news for its motorcycles, but there's so much more to the island's most westerly parish. We decided to give you a little peek. So come now, come around the bend with us in Westmoreland.
Come and get your fish at the border. We have our nice seafood. We have conch, we have steamed fish, we have bami, we have soup. If you come to the border, believe you me, you will never stop coming to the border.
If you're looking for an in-depth history lesson, you won't find it in this feature. Be sure to head on over to jis.gov.jm for a parish profile. What you'll get though is some good food and some breathtaking sights around these parts. When sugar was king, it was the center of economic life. And it was from these lands that Jamaica's road to independence was paved. Just look up the 1938 riots and the passage of universal adult suffrage in 1944. Up the road and round the bend, you'll find persons who came here to supply manpower. Yes, we're talking about Chinese and Indian indentured servants, and their influences live on. Negril is not the only capital of casual here in Westmoreland. What do you think about Bluefields?
Yeah, you can come and get your fresh fruit in White House.
Come and visit Peter Touch home, Belmont, Westmoreland. We all over there hang out and go and eat fish and ital.
Yeah, and people are coming down at the old wharf near to the front of the MCB bank there. But they move that ship good.
We came further up the hill, round the bend, to a place called Good Hope in Westmoreland, where our locals told us about a great house, right? The Whitehall Great House.
Great House.
This is our tour guide. He's a former worker there, Mr. Seaford Pringle. Right. He was just telling us about the produce that came from there.
Yeah.
You said logwood.
Logwood, pimento.
Pimento.
Yeah.
Seaford, thanks for sharing the great house with us. And see you next time. You've seen our mountains, you've seen our springs, you've even seen our rivers. But did you know that we have a blue hole too? We're going to check that out right now. Westmoreland is also home to the Seaford Town German settlement. It's too far up the road for today, but you can visit when you have some time. They have a museum and the people are very warm and welcoming. Just tell them the JIS sent you.
One love, one heart. Come on down to Negril. You're gonna feel alright.
The tour done. I hope you had fun and you learned a little bit more about this western wonderland called Westmoreland.
Our time on the station has expired, but our engagement doesn't have to end. We're available at your leisure on jis.gov.jm or our YouTube channel. There's also social media and a mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire team here at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
You're watching This Is Us.
Lush vegetation, cascading waterfalls, mysterious caves, all make for an ideal outdoor experience. And on this episode of Chill Spot, we'll get to experience all that and more as we visit Island Gully Falls, formerly known as Blue Hole, one of Jamaica's best kept secrets. Carla Hollingsworth, Export Marketing Manager at Pepsi-Cola Jamaica, will tell us all about why this hidden treasure is her ultimate chill spot. So don't go anywhere, lots of fun and adventure coming your way. Situated in the Garden Parish of St. Anne, Island Gully Falls is the perfect retreat from the hustle and bustle of city life. Something I kind of feel like I need. So let's head inside and meet with Carla because I'm really excited to get this adventure started. Hi Carla.
Hi Candy, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'd like to introduce you to Monique Walcott.
Hi Monique.
And Uncle Wayne.
Hi Uncle Wayne.
Island Gully Falls.
Wow, it's really fabulous. How was the drive up?
Fabulous.
A little rough at the end, but it was nice.
Yeah, but the highway.
And scenic. And scenic.
As usual, Jamaica.
An authentic experience to get to an authentic venue.
I like the way you said that. So Monique, talk to us a little bit about Island Gully Falls. What can people expect when they come up here?
Well, the property in and of itself speaks to what you can expect. You're on the island and it's a falls and it is a hidden gem. This property lends to just exploring and enjoying Jamaica in its most authentic form. It's getting away from the hustle and bustle of what is out there, the commercialization of other tours and adventure, and really coming to enjoy Jamaica in its truest form, which is to enjoy the natural setting. So if you notice all the greenery or benches, everything lends to what is naturally found on the premises
and
itself.
Authentic. I really like that. So Uncle Wayne, what can people do when they come up here? What kind of activities are up here?
Well, Island Gully Falls offer a more adventurous type of activity, as you can see.
So I can jump off the cliffs?
Oh yes, really.
I really don't know if I'm going to do that.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Guided jumping off the cliffs, might I add.
Right.
Yes. The visitors that we have that come to this property look forward for the rustic appearance of the property. They also like the eco-type activity that is done here, and that is what we are trying to promote here. A little different from everywhere else.
Right. What are we going to be doing today? Let me ask you that.
All right, let me tell you what I do when I get here. First of all, I have to go by the falls and get the massage on my back because I'm so stressed out when I'm in Kingston. So I come here and it's like my total chill spot.
Carla, I think the truth is, as you arrive, the first thing you do is to take a photo by the cascade and waterfall.
Oh yes, that's true.
Because you always post it on Instagram.
That's true, that's true. And then I watch the guys, the tour guys do their amazing dive.
And flips and stuff,
flips.
yes.
I think it should be the Olympics, so seriously. Then I get the massage, and after the massage, I actually go and I climb the falls and I dive off the falls. Then I swim on the stream and go to the tube, the rope.
The rope swinging.
The rope swinging.
Which she's very good at, might I add.
I hope I'm good today.
So Carla, how often do you come out here?
Let me tell you something. I come out here, I've been here at least over 10 times in the past 2 years. It's my I don't like the sea as much because the salt water. It's my love river. Yeah. And I always, your grandmother saying was you go to a river and wash off everything.
Wash off the salt.
This is the place for it, and the temperature is amazing. Kingston is so hot.
Yes.
So especially this summer, I came here and I went to the water and I just
nice and coolie.
Oh my God, nice and cool. And the tour guides here are amazing, amazing people. So this is my chill spot, like literally.
Well, I'm excited to know a little bit more about this property, Carla. So let's go. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you and enjoy the property.
I am sure I will. I'm sure I will.
All right.
Coming up.
Coming to this place makes me feel that I actually have time for myself because I'm able to clear my mind. So when I go back into Kingston, I'm ready for another month or two at work full charge. So this place is like my zen.
We are back with another exciting, innovative and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we knock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
As a teacher for over 8 years, we need to realize that the children are our future. We need to love them, appreciate and respect our children. No more violence against children. No more!
Well, I must say this is a fabulous property. Really, really beautiful, lush and pretty.
I must agree.
So who would you say this kind of thing appeals to?
This property, I think, appeals to anybody that wants a non-commercial Jamaican kind of attraction. The place where you won't find too many people hustling and bustling you, and a place where you can get nice ecotourism because the place is so rustic, so natural and so pure. Jamaica at its finest to me.
So talk to us a little bit about your job. What is it about it that makes this kind of escape appealing for you?
Well, first of all, I work, my job is like 24/7. Being the export marketing manager at Pepsi-Cola Jamaica, I have to be talking to different people from different markets, and sometimes you don't have time for yourself. And coming to this place makes me feel that I actually have time for myself. Right. I'm able to come here, get a massage, go in the cool water, you know, jump off of the cliff. And it makes me feel at home and like peace, and it actually helps my creativity because I'm able to clear my mind. So when I go back into Kingston, I'm ready for another month or two at work full charge. So this place is like my zen, if you may call it so.
And what exactly is an export marketing manager? What do you do?
Okay, well, first of all, export marketing manager role at Pepsi-Cola Jamaica is responsible for all the brands that we export outside of Jamaica. So the Jamaican brands like Ting, D&G, Old Jamaica, and or other brands in other markets. So for example, Whittaker from Ecuador, we have Grapete in Guatemala, and different brands.
So it's not just Pepsi?
No, it's not just Pepsi. So for example, when you see Ting in the UK or in the US, it comes from here in Jamaica, because we make our money not only locally but internationally. And Ting, D&G have been brands from like forever, exactly. My job is to market these brands outside of Jamaica. So we just launched our new campaign with Casey Fennell in New York. Yes, and we're actually going to the UK at the end of this month.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So it's getting the brand out there because it's a Jamaican thing. Jamaica will look a bit taller, but our brands are so powerful, not only in Jamaica but outside of Jamaica. So that's my role, to bring it to the world.
And would you say you have a typical 9 to 5? What's a typical day like for you?
Oh no, I definitely don't have a 9 to 5 job. My job is 24/7 because, for example, if I'm talking to my customers in the UK, I have to be up 6 hours ahead. If I'm talking to distributors in South America, I have to know I have to wake up probably, they're 2 hours behind depending on the time zone. If I'm talking to people in the US, so it's like, it's not a 9 to 5 job. I work 7 days a week and I'm always traveling. Every month I'm away. So it's a very rewarding job, but it's it's a job where you need to, sometimes come together, get your zen, and then go back again on the road.
And what would you say is the most challenging part of your job?
The challenging part of my job is probably getting into like a routine. I don't have a routine. So for example, like I like to work out. So, I'll be working out for a month straight, and then I say, okay, my boss says, Carla, you need to go here. And I'll be gone for a week, and then when I come back, I have to get back into the
routine.
Yeah, so there's no set routines. I can't plan so far ahead with my friends or whatever, because I never know when I have to get up and go. It's the most wonderful thing to see somebody who is not Jamaican, has never been to Jamaica, but they know what a Ting is, what an Old Jamaica ginger berries, or they know what a D&G flavored soda is. It's amazing. It makes me feel so proud to be Jamaican.
How did you get started in the industry?
Well, I want to tell you, I have a friend of mine that works at Digicel, Shelly and Kurana, and she got me my first job, corporate Jamaica job in marketing there. And I proved myself to Shelly and Digicel, and then from then on, other people saw me in different, companies. Carlo Redwood hired me at Pepsi, Catherine Goodall hired me at Pepsi, and since I've been at Pepsi, I've been just moving up.
Growing in your role.
Growing, because I love marketing. Marketing is my life.
What's your passion?
Oh gosh, it's my passion for sure.
And how do you avoid stress? Is there anything else other than coming to the fabulous Island Gully Falls that you do to avoid burnout?
Oh, definitely sports. I have been a swimmer all my life, so I still swim, play water polo. I picked up pole dancing at Chai Studios, and I do.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Let's rewind a little bit. Pole dancing.
Yes. Let me tell you something.
This is for a workout.
Let me tell you, it's the best workout to build your core and your upper body strength. It's the best, and Chai Studios. Let me tell you.
So will you be demonstrating any of that posture?
If I find something sturdy enough to hold me, because I'm a little bit thick. Yes, that's what I do, sports, and I do cross fitness training at Spire Studios also. So that's what keeps me sane.
And what would you say is your secret to success?
Secret to success is actually living your dream, living your passion. If you don't love what you're doing, why do it at all? You can't be doing a 9 to 5 job and every day you wake up and you're complaining. If you're complaining and you're not doing anything about
Find a new job.
It's a problem. So, I have a wonderful boss. Agustin Perez. He gave me this opportunity and he believes in me. He actually lets me do my personal business. I do swimsuits also on the side. I design swimsuits. And you never find a boss like that who lets you balance 9 to 5 or 24/7 with a personal business. He goes, Carla, be you. Go out there. You're young. Flourish. Live your dream. So that's the key to success. Be passionate about what you do and live a dream and don't let anybody tell you can't do it, because it's a lie, because you can do it.
So let's talk a little bit about your swimsuit line. Did you have any challenges in starting up something like that?
Let me tell you something. Starting it up, I don't think I had challenges starting it up. I had challenges in it, because sometimes, because again, I started this business with passion. Yeah. Working in Jamaica, sometimes we're a little lazy, you know. So some of the laborers sometimes not to
push them a little bit.
A little, you know, push them a lot, you know. So I mean, that's my challenge now. But my customers are the greatest, because I do swimsuits for curvy ladies.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
and I'm actually going to wear one of my swimsuits today.
Okay.
And let me tell you something, curvy ladies, I mean, they want to show their stuff. So what a better way to do than make swimsuits that fit their curves.
So you never make none for me?
You have curves, Candy, so yes,
yeah,
I do. You do. I have the large curves and you have the medium curves, okay? But of course I do. I make for all ladies, and I mean, it's been wonderful. So I try to balance my 9 to 5 with this also.
And then, so that means you kind of have 2 jobs. Yes. How important is that kind of work-life balance?
Candy, I'm not married, I don't have children. This is the only reason I can do this. Because let me tell you, if I was married and I had children, I don't know if I could do this. Right. I don't know. So let's say do these things while you're young. So I'm doing this.
You don't have kids.
Yeah, because I want to retire early. I want to retire by 40, so I can probably be like a man and having a child at 50. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
What would you say are your personal or professional goals for the future?
My professional goal is actually to be probably more business development for our export brands, and not only the Jamaican brands, but the other brands that we do export at Pepsi Cola Jamaica. And personal goals, I want to expand my swimsuit business more. You know, I want to sit on the runway, New York Fashion Week, London, Paris. So I want my brand to be insatiable, you know what I mean?
I love that.
Yes.
So do you have a mentor, Carlo?
Well, I have a couple. I mean, from different stages in my marketing career. My first mentor was Zachary Harding when I used to work at Grace Kennedy Remittance back in the day. And Harry Smith at Digicel, one of my greatest mentors. And my boss now, Augustine Perez, is definitely my mentors in marketing professionals.
And how would you say that has helped you in your career?
It has helped me because I have go-to persons. Because, you know, this role was not just created. It's an evolving cycle. And there are people who did it before you, so don't reinvent the wheel, learn from them. Right. And when you learn from them, you're able to make your job, you know, a little better. You will probably make the same mistakes and they can guide you accordingly, because we young people have to learn from other people so that we can get bigger and better.
Absolutely. And if they pave the way, why not?
Exactly.
So how do we get this tour started? Where do we go?
Well, put on your swimsuit first and then we're going to start. All right? All right.
Let's go.
All right.
Coming up. What would you say to women who kind of settle in their careers or who are kind of complacent where they are?
I would say to them, wake up, smell the coffee, and remember, YOLO. You only live once. You want to be able to live your dream, live your passion. You don't want to have a life of regrets.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
So talk to us about where and how you were raised. What was your childhood like?
Well, my childhood, I mean, what I can remember of it, it was very fun. I grew up with my mom before she passed, and my dad and my brother and my sister. My parents believed in education, so, you know, went to different schools and believed in a balanced life, so I did a lot of sports. So this was the swimming, the piano.
Oh yes!
Yes, we did
piano together!
Oh my gosh, Mrs. Acosta.
Yeah.
Yeah. Growing up as a child.
And what about schools? What schools you attended?
I went to Mona Prepo. Went to Immaculate Conception High School.
No, next.
And then I went to St. Andrew High School for girls. Went to college in Virginia, Randolph Macon Women's College.
So wait, all female high school and then all female college?
Yes, this is why I'm, you know, pro-women, very woman-oriented, you know. And then I went to grad school in Boston at Emerson College.
So have you always had this sort of outdoorsy thing about you from you've been a child?
Let me tell you, yes, because I mean, my parents, I mean, I said with sports, and then with our swim team, our swim clubs, we used to go, you know, different places across Jamaica. So from then I appreciated the love. And actually, Candy, what really made me love Jamaica is when I went abroad to school and saw how many people knew about Jamaica.
The response. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I mean, it's when you go when you talk to like tourists and they have been to more places than you, it's a problem. So I made a point of duty to come when I came back to Jamaica to say, okay, let me go to the non-commercial spots and I'm going to discover my island. And so when anybody comes to Jamaica, I can be their tour guide because I know Jamaica.
Right.
Because I'm a Jamaican.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about your sense of style. How would you describe it?
I am not the ordinary. I don't follow trends. I create my own trends. I find things that fit my body. Because I mean, I'm curvy, so I find things that, you know, fit my curves. I love animal prints. I love prints, yes. I love animal prints. And I like a lot of bodycon dresses. And I like European fashion, so I tend to shop at stores like Zara, River Island and stuff like that.
Okay.
I love Jamaican stuff also.
Right.
Anything that fits my body. So once it can fit me, I'm in it too.
And what about dressing for the office? What tip would you give us about dressing for the office?
My office tip, oh my gosh. I don't think I follow the rules. I express, because I'm a marketer, I mean, I'm not a suit girl at all. I'm more dresses. So I tend to go, you know, just that fit my, you know, my shape, but still very professional. And then sometimes where I just want to be me, so I, you know, wear a lot of printed pants. So I have animal print pants, peacock pants.
Wow.
I just think I express my personality. And Pepsi is one of those companies that they don't necessarily instill you wearing a suit. I don't work in a bank, so I don't need to be in a black suit every day or anything like that. You know, so office dressing to me, be comfortable.
What would be the ideal qualities you'd want in a partner?
I'm very complex. Somebody supports and understands me so that we can, you know, live harmoniously.
Right, and they're not intimidated.
No, not intimidated. Because I may come across intimidating, but I'm really not that intimidated.
Gem on the inside.
Yes, high five for that.
How would you say your confidence or that same personality that you talk about, being strong-willed, has impacted your success?
It allows me to be confident in my work because, I mean, actually, Jamaica, we're very lucky to be in an island that actually appreciates women. Lots of women are in high-powered roles in Jamaica. I mean, because our Prime Minister, with that level of confidence, you're able to prove to the working world that you can do it no matter what you put your mind to.
And what would you say is one thing that people don't know about you?
I was born in Trinidad and Tobago.
Really?
Yes.
So you're Trini by heart?
Trini. So I call myself Trini Maker. Yes,
I love Trinis. So.
Yes, I know. Carnival by Candy.
What would you say to women who kind of settle in their careers or who are kind of complacent where they are?
I would say to them, wake up, smell the coffee, and remember, YOLO. You only live once. So you don't want to die tomorrow and you are just a figment of someone's imagination. You want to leave a legacy behind. And if you're settling and you're being complacent, what legacy are you creating? You want to be able to be remembered when you go. You know, Carla did this, Candy did this, you know. You want to be able to live your dream, live your passion. You don't want to have a life of regrets. If you think of something you want to do, just get up and do it. You're gonna have struggles, but you know, nothing that comes too easy in life is ever good. You have to work for it. So, I mean, women out there, you only live once. Do it. Just do it.
Well, I really love that, Carla, and I'm definitely a woman power type of person too, so
high five.
Love it. But on that note, I'm kind of thirsty. Yes. Are you thirsty?
Oh yes, I want something.
Nice plug, Carla.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Thirsty, well thirsty.
Tell you.
Whew. Yeah, you hit the spot, son, I swear. Cheers for a good evening.
Definitely.
Island Gully Falls. Dion to the world.
It's a good day.
Big up yourself here.
Not only got to observe the wonders of nature, but we got to experience it in all its glory here at Island Gully Falls. And as was expected, I had an amazing time doing it all with Carla Hollingsworth, Export Marketing Manager at Pepsi Cola Jamaica. Until next time, I'm Candy for Chill Spot. Bye!
Ready? All right, start by
action.
Hold on.
Too much I say action when it's action time. She a point, you say 3, 2, 1, you must say stand by. Situated in the garden.
Just want to go in the water. In the water, I just want to go in.
Ready. Wait, I have to burp. No, I never come. Let's go. Today we not only got to explore. Ready? Okay, and working out. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, ready? Never roll the whole time, I waste the foot.
I waste the flame.
Yeah, waste the flame.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Since 1999, the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run has been contributing millions of dollars to the health and welfare of Jamaican children. The event has become the largest 5K in the Caribbean, and thousands of people converge in New Kingston to participate in this event. Business Access TV is here, and I'm Javon Keys, and my co-host Jamila Maitland will join us a little later on. As you can tell, the sun is already out and the race is already underway.
What was the extent of planning that went into executing an event like this?
We've been planning Sigma for about a year now. The last 3 weeks are probably the most hectic of all. But, you know, we have over 300 volunteers that contribute to the success of this, including our sponsors. The group marketing department is the engine behind Sigma Run, and I mean, it's the hardest job we do all year, but it's the most rewarding as well. As you can imagine, there are several lists of persons who are in need, and basically the Sagicor Foundation board eventually makes the ultimate decision, but the decision is made mostly on the need of each of the beneficiaries, who has the greatest need. We tend to focus a lot on health and the health of children for the Sigma Run. So over the years, we've supported a lot of neonatal units, a lot of companies or hospitals that support children as well. So that is a major part of the decision making when it comes to choosing the beneficiaries, but the ultimate decision is made by the board of the Sagicor Foundation. Dearest to our heart, I think, this year is the Lupus Foundation. Our Startline MC died from lupus, and so we felt that the Lupus Foundation would have been a good beneficiary to have this year. The Diabetes Foundation is also one of our beneficiaries. We don't pay a lot of attention to diabetes in Jamaica, so we decided that they would be also a good option, you know, for us to support. They need the support, they need some backing, and the Maypen Hospital neonatal unit, we have been there, we visit the hospitals, and we have seen I wouldn't call it deplorable, but there is great need in our public health system. And so I think, you know, those are all very deserving charities this year, and Sagicor is happy to stand behind them. I think we did a pretty good execution. We had a clean execution. I can't complain. There is no way to avoid the hours. We try our best. I mean, every year we try to do something a little different, set up the start line a little earlier, you know. But we have a lot of support. We have a lot of support from our sponsors. We have a lot of support from the technical people around us. I think we did a pretty smooth, not perfectly flawless, but we did a very good execution. We're proud of what we did. We're happy it's over. 27,000 people registered here, the most in the history of Sigma, and we've also raised the most we've ever raised, 52 odd million for our charities, so we're pleased. We think we did a good job. You can still donate. You can visit the Sagicor Sigma Run website, or you can call the Sagicor Foundation 1-888-SAGICOR and ask how you can donate. That is the number for our contact care center. They will put you onto the Sagicor Foundation, and you can still make a donation after today.
So with me now is one of the celebrity faces for the Sigma Corporate Run, Mr. Johan Blake. How are you, sir?
I'm feeling good this morning.
So share with us, why did you choose to contribute to the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run?
You know, the first time I contributed, Sagicor made the highest money, and they know that I have good luck, so they brought me back. And I'm here not just because of that, but to save life. It's a great cause for me to walk with Sagicor on this long journey.
So what would you say to other persons who may be thinking about contributing?
I said, don't think, just act.
Thanks for staying tuned to BATV's coverage of the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run 2019, the largest 5K in the Caribbean. Stay tuned for more happenings.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business.
Violence against women is a violation of human rights. Its impact ranges from immediate to long-term physical, mental, and sexual consequences, sometimes resulting in death. It negatively impacts women's general well-being and can prevent us from fully participating in society. Be a better human being. No more violence against women. No more.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access. Business Access. Business Access. Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. Wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
We're here with Dayton Lawton, who was one of the very first contestants to finish the race. What was your perception going into the race?
Well, I do this race every year, and I'm always happy to do it. I think Sagicor has done a great job growing the race every year. It's 27,000 contestants ran this year. The management was great, and I felt good running this race today. Chris and the CEOs of Sagicor in the past have always been very astute about what they're doing with the money. So it's not just giving to a cause and you don't find out how these funds are actually being utilized. You shared a story about going to the hospital and giving them ventilation machines for infants. And it's always very important to understand how your money is benefiting the community.
What would you say to somebody who probably missed this year's Sagicor?
If you missed it and you can't be here, I would say still contribute. You don't necessarily need to run, but if you have an opportunity to give towards a cause.
So how was the race?
Apart from the bobbing and weaving, it was absolutely wonderful. You can see we're out of breath.
So tell us, why was it important for you and your team to come out to support the Sigma Corporate Run?
It's a part of our corporate social responsibility. We believe in giving back. We sell gas and we rely on the public to support our business, and we believe in giving back. So we thought this was a worthy cause to do that.
Well, this is my 5th time doing Sigma, and I didn't really train, but it was okay. Yeah, started Jamaica.
And you? I started Jamaica. It was fun, and even though it's my first time, I enjoyed it a lot.
The run was wonderful. It's my once-a-year exercise, and I've been doing this for the past 5 years. I think it was good, so that's it for my exercise for the year.
It's my first time, and it's a really great experience. You know, I'm a track and field athlete, so I'm just preparing for a wonderful season.
Of course, adults are not the only persons who participate in Sagicor's Sigma Corporate Run. We also have the children. Could you tell Mosquito, what do you think about the race?
I think it was long and it was very tiring, but I managed to finish.
You're here with your siblings. What do they think of the race?
Well, it was tiring. I do track and field, but this was really exhausting and my legs hurt now. So.
Nice. So what was your position in the race? Do you know?
Well, the race was all right.
but I gave up a few times, but I still made it.
Nice, thank you.
Guys, you're representing the Jamaicans for Justice. How was the race for you?
You know, it was all right. A bit disappointed this year, but you know, next year we're coming back bigger and better. Time of about 37, not feeling too happy about that, but you know, still good.
How about you?
Well, it was good, but I was expecting sub 30, but 33, 42 could have been better though.
Of course, other than the fact that we're supporting the hospital project, I have to be running today because we're running for a cause. We all ran for justice today. And of course, I know my time is going to be very impressive. It's below 30. I'm not quite sure what the time is just for. But of course, we came out and we ran for justice, and I'm very pleased for that today.
So the Lupus Foundation will be one of the beneficiaries of the Sagicor Sigma Run this year.
It's awesome. Like every year they go for something different. And this year we're doing this for Elvar. We're doing this for the people who lost the fight and who's still going on and still pushing basically.
What do you say to somebody who probably doesn't know much about Sagicor Corporate Run and the beneficiaries and what it is that they're going for? What would you tell somebody?
Even if you don't run, just go ahead. Pay the money, make a donation, buy something. Like my lace, I just went ahead and just bought the shoelace just because.
Tell us what you thought about the race.
So it was a very good race and I really appreciated it. It's always good to run for charity because helping other persons, that's the way to go, And it was a really good race for me. I really did more than what I expected. So it's an awesome one.
Going into the race, what was your perception and what do you think after?
Funnily enough, I thought this was a 5K and at the end I realized it was a 5.5. So at that point I was really beat. But it was an awesome feeling and it's great to be supporting this cause. Big ups to Sagicor. I look forward to the next 5K.
Top running athletes last year, what was your perception coming into the race this year?
Well, I didn't think I was going to make it, honestly, but I decided I really wanted to do it and to do it better. But I thought that this year the race seemed shorter, so I must have got some extra energy, which I don't know where it came from.
The race is more like a fitness for you, or is it something that you normally do every year?
I've done it 3 years. This is my 3rd year, but I do a lot of walking every day.
So did you actually run with the babies on you like this?
About 2.5 Ks. Look what it says here.
Was that Daddy's cardio?
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think about the race?
It was fabulous. The water stops were strategically placed. Everything went well. First time for the babies, about the 5th time for me.
That was a short bit from some of the runners and walkers here at the 2019 Sagicor Sigma Run. Stay with us for more highlights.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to make this little island better, safer, a place where we all can be proud to call home. It's time we all recognize that every little thing we do has an impact on the Jamaica we live in now and the country we're leaving for our children. So promise me this, promise yourself this. No more will we tolerate criminals, even if it's our relatives. Tell them they're doing something wrong. Tell them to stop. Tell them no more robbing our children of the Jamaica they deserve. Tell them no more crime.
So as you would imagine, a number of groups would have come out to participate in the 2019 Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run. We're about to hear from some of them. All right, so Jay, so what size team you have here today? Did the whole office come out?
Well, approximately 50% of our staff. We have in excess of 30 people here today from JAA.
Great, so why was it important for you guys to come out and support this cause?
Well, for one, JN Group overall has been a long-standing supporter of Sigma and the Jamaica Automobile Union Association. We specialize in mobility and moving people, so we want to ensure that our people are moving as well.
How is this in line with your corporate social responsibility?
Well, we are about giving back, and the cause, the whole Sigma is about giving back, so it falls in line with what we are about.
So with me now is Suzette Morrison. She's the team captain with Wisynco Group. So tell us, why was it important for Wisynco to participate in the Sigma Corporate Run 2019?
Well, the Sigma Corporate Run signifies helping other companies and helping the sick and needy. And Wisynco, being the innovators, we always want to ensure that we play our corporate role and a corporate social responsibility to be a part of the good.
So did you run this morning?
No, unfortunately, I was here setting up to ensure that the team was okay, and they came out, 150 strong. We came out and we participated, and they had fun.
This definitely is a worthy cause, and giving back is an important thing for corporate companies such as ourselves. So participation and support for the obvious cause is very important.
Seems like you have a very large team. What's the number?
I think we're over 120 thereabout.
For me, it was a walk in the park.
Very easy, very easy.
How important was it for you to participate in this run?
Well, we do it for a cause, we do it every year, and we think it is extremely relevant at this time.
Plus, it also helps us to remain healthy.
All right, so there you have it from some of our educators representing the JTA here at the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run 2019. So after having such an early start this morning, Jamila and I were just getting a chance to catch up. So from what I've been seeing, the race has been going very good. There are thousands of people out. It's probably the largest year of Sigma Corporate Run, because for the years I've been seeing it, every year it gets bigger and better, right, Jam?
A little birdie actually told me that it's actually 27,000 persons who registered, and they might have even passed their $52 million mark.
Well, but that's great, because Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run is all about corporate social responsibility and helping to ensure the welfare of our nation's children. So it's always a great cause. Number of companies out, a number of groups, a number of individuals. We saw persons from different ages, from very small to very old, and they're going. So it was a good day, wouldn't you agree?
Of course it was. It really, I can't believe. I think the entire Jamaica is here right now at Emancipation Park.
Certainly, Jam, it was an extraordinary morning. Though we had to wake up very early to be here. It was great, right?
It really was.
All right, so we're going to take a break right now, and then we're going to head to the stage to see our winners for the 2019 Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run. Stay tuned.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up a Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
stay current and gain more information on the ever-evolving industry of real estate on Home Sweet Home, Sundays at 4:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
So, Ms. Walker, tell us, why does Sagicor keep doing this every single year since 1999?
So it has been 21 years that Sagicor Foundation has been solidly behind the charities to really give back. Healthcare is a big thing for our brand, and we always want to find and identify those needs that really have a big impact on Jamaican lives. So this year we've identified the Diabetes Foundation of Jamaica, Lupus Foundation of Jamaica, and also the Mapen Hospital, specifically the neonatal intensive care units.
Have you been seeing the impact of the contributions you've been making?
Oh yes, we have. Certainly over the years we've made so many different contributions to various different sectors in the health area, and also in terms of children, we do support children causes as well. Last year we supported St. Christopher's Home for the Deaf, we supported the Spanish Town Hospital, so we try to touch every single pocket of the Ministry of Health as well too, because that is a major area that really impacts a lot of Jamaicans' lives on a daily basis.
So, first I would ask, why focus on children?
I mean, the children are the future. It's cliche, but it's actually real. If we actually focus on our children and we actually focus on the future and making that future so much better, brighter for our children. And we can't be selfish. We always have to continue to pay it forward, and so that we know that Jamaica will be a better place.
So how do you rate 2019 for the Sagicor Sigma Run?
Oh God, 2019 has been amazing. It has been awesome. It has been off the chain. So this year we've broken 2 records. So last year we had a record-breaking 26,000 participants. This year we've got up to 27,000 persons. And also we shattered our record in terms of the target. So our target last year was 50 million. This year it's 52, and we went over a bit, so we did $52,400,000. So we are absolutely proud as a team to be able to give back so much to Jamaica.
Certainly. So what can we expect for 2020?
I mean, we're going to start planning right now, and in true Sagicor strong style, we're going to come bigger, we're going to come better, and we're always going to be looking for that next needy cause. And there's so many causes in Jamaica that need the funding and need the support. So look out for us, we're coming.
Congratulations to the winner, Alfonso Cunningham. On the clap of Alfonso, please.
How does it feel to become the first place winner for the male wheelchairers in the Sagicor Sigma Run this year?
It's a great feeling, but I'm doing Sigma for a couple of years now. So to be, the winner this time around again, it's a wonderful feeling. And I'm happy I'm doing it for, a worthy cause and so forth. So that's why I try to push out the necessary effort to be here.
Put your hands together. Sylvia, we're friends long time. Long time, Sylvia. Congratulations.
You placed first this year and last year, 5 years in a row. So tell me, how does that feel? What level of training or intensity of the training does it feel?
We have a cart where we run, we push it like we and run it in the grass every day.
How important is it for persons to participate in runs like these?
It's good because when we're out there, people can see us and see that anything they can do, we can do it too.
Describe to us, what's the feeling becoming the first place winner of this year's Sagicor Sigma Run?
It's a great feeling, and this is my second year doing it.
Would you describe to us, what was the run in general? What did you like about it? What you didn't like about it?
I like the fun run part. We have the foam and all those stuff, and the fact that we're supporting charities. So yeah, it was a good run.
What was your time?
19 minutes and 2 seconds.
Male overall, his time ridiculous. 19 minutes 32 seconds. Will you clap up Caroline, please? Hello, hi.
I came 4th overall and 2nd for corporate.
Everybody just give me
I represent Separate Limited, and this is not my first event, but it's a wonderful event. I enjoyed it.
We are here with Odain Davidson, the first place winner in the under 16 category. Tell us, how does it feel?
It is hard, very hard. And I got competition in it, and it was a good race
Is this your first time doing it, and what's your time?
I don't know my time yet, but it's not the first time I'm doing it.
My name is Hannah K. Swaby, and I'm representing Chiselfit, and I came first in the female walk.
How was that for you?
It was, I'm going to be honest with you, it was a bit challenging, but I managed to maneuver the crowd and came first. So it was very good, but challenging.
So clearly this isn't your first time doing a 5K walk because take a particular technique, right?
No, it hasn't been my first 5K, but my first Sigma. And my goal was just come here, come first. That was it.
But separate and apart from you coming to compete, I'm sure there must be another reason why you came here to represent.
Of course, there's another reason. The number one reason, of course, is doing it for the cause. That's the most important thing. So me coming first is just a bonus, right? So just going out there, doing what I can do for those persons who can't do it themselves, and hoping that I inspire somebody else to come on out and support the cause.
So you said this was your first year. Will we see you next year?
Of course.
So I know that this is something that you do. We saw you at the True Juice Orchards last year, and you're here again. How was this one for you?
Well, this one was a record break when walk for me. You know, I'm improving each year, and I really came out here to get the record of 28 minutes. I did it, and I'm very happy. I'm looking for greater things, and I want to see myself out there representing Jamaica internationally. This is my third year winning it also. The first year, 2017, I did 30 minutes. Last year, 29. This year, 28.
So will you be back next year?
Definitely. All things being well.
All right, thank you so much and congratulations. As much as we didn't get a chance to run, we actually finished the race, right, Jam?
We did.
So that brings us to the end of our 2019 coverage of the Sagicor Sigma Corporate Run. I've been your host, Javon Keys.
And I'm Jamila Maitland.
And you've been tuned into Business Access TV, serious about business.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, I mean, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
We are back with another exciting, innovative and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we pack down the store and just call it a day.
It's a Season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, Fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Hi, I'm Roderick Francis, CEO of B&D Trawling Limited. The business was actually started by my father about 35 years ago. And, when he died in 2011, I officially took over the spot as head of the business, but I've been working with him in the business for over 10 years prior to his death. We have been established from 1980, and my father has always been involved in boating and boats, and his father was a marine pilot, so he's been around boats all his life and fishing all his life. So at that point in time, I guess he wanted to make a commercial activity out of it, and people love seafood, so I guess it was a natural transition for him. My dad funded it out of pocket. He already had some boats, so started with his boats that he had, and then when he was able, he purchased, really specific kind of commercial fishing boats, and then took it from there. B&D Trawling's mandate is to provide the highest quality seafood to the global marketplace. So the two main items that we export all over the world are conch and lobsters. They're all fished in the Jamaican waters, and we're also recently fishing deep water snappers as well. We cater to the seafood lovers and people who love quality seafood. There's a trend around the world for healthy food now, and the thing is that Jamaicans don't understand what they really have. So what we have is pristine, untouched waters. So there are people all over the world that come and are looking for fish and seafood that are grown naturally in a healthy environment. So we produce quality Jamaican products and export it all over the world. So we export to China, we export to USA, Canada, Singapore, Thailand, all over. We've recently started the importation of some products that are not available locally here. So we have partnered with a major seafood distributor in the US, which we have been exporting to for over 30 years by the name of Beaver Street. Their brand is Seabest, and we have been packaging products under their brand for over 30 years. And it was just a natural progression for us to start distributing the brand here in Jamaica, including the Jamaican line of products as well as other products that are not locally available here, such as salmon and shrimp and scallops. What makes us unique is that, we sell our product to the first world. So Jamaicans on a whole love quality seafood. That's why they go to the beach and stand up and wait for the fisherman to come with his boat and come up, and they get it fresh there. So what we are doing and what makes us different is we really try to bring that to the customer without the hassle. So, you don't have to go down to the beach to fight for your fish. You can come to our outlet, you can come and you can get the same quality that you get there, or even better, at an affordable price and in a great environment. So what makes us different, what makes us competitive? Mainly, again, the quality of our produce. So initially, the funding was put up by my father, but one of the great growers or facilitators of our business has been our partner, Exim Bank, and really they have helped us to really grow the company rapidly in the direction that we have wanted, with low-cost financing, US dollar loans and things like that. We are a profitable company, and we continue to grow our product range and product line, so we're on a very good profitable path. Where our business is located is very strategic. We're located on the port of Kingston, which is strategic not only for our vessels to dock here, but also in close proximity to the airport, as well as to the Kingston Wharves and Kingston Container Terminal, which most of our goods go out on. So it's very strategic. It also helps us to increase the quality of our product, because usually there may be one other plant in Jamaica that is located on the waterfront. So what this does for us is increase the quality that we're able to produce. So it comes directly from the boat into the plant, instead of coming by boat, then travel by land and going everywhere. So that's how we keep our quality increased as well. We employ over 200 persons here, and they are mostly women from the inner city communities or surrounding communities. And we very much believe in community development and supporting our surrounding communities. So the first place we look is right in our neighboring communities, where, you know, jobs are hard to find. And we look there, and we have been very happy with the quality of workmanship which we have got so far. In the management level now, we look for the best people, because I believe, for me, no matter what it costs, to have the best people. And it goes all around. I'm not saying that the lower level people are not the best. Yes, we do have some of the best people in the fishing industry here that come from the inner city communities, yes, as well. But we look for, on the higher level, we look for education is very, very important. Experience is very, very important on the higher level. The majority of the workers are based in our processing plant. So they would have several divisions of the processing plant. So all throughout the process, so they would come in, you would have ladies filleting or cutting the product. Then you would have people washing the product. Then you would have people weighing the product. Then you would have people bagging the product all the way through to the end process, and until it's loaded into a container and shipped. Our culture is definitely family-oriented. When my dad started this business and he was here, you know, he was very much a family man, and everybody, every employee that has been here, some of them from the beginning, we still have employees that have been here for 35 years with us. And it's just a family environment. We can have an open door policy. Anybody can come and talk, and any issue, it can be outside of business, anything, and we all come together and help each other when we need it. Typically, I work about 12 hours per day, so about 9 to 9 in office, and then, you know, plant workers work on a shift basis as well. So some persons may come in at 6 o'clock and leave earlier. Some may come in at 10 and leave later. So it's flexi hours, and sometimes during the lobster season, or most times, we have a night shift as well. Being an entrepreneur is very tough, especially a business owner, and time management is a very, very tough task. So the major challenge will be to balance, you know, work and life, and, you know, home life, and being a young family member, or I would say having a young family. It's very, very tough, and you have to kind of carve out time for your family and make sure that you make that time, because basically it's your try to keep it as vibrant as possible. And a lot of the times when you do that, you know, your personal life suffers. So the challenge now is being able to really create that balance.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
As CEO, you always really want to think about the big ideas. Where do you want to take the company? What is your vision? And what are your goals? So, I spend a lot of time sitting down and thinking about where we want to go and what we want to do. And out of that, innovate before, so that when the market shifts, you'll be in that position to really take advantage of the market. The most important thing for us here, we are competing on a global market. We're competing in first world companies. We mainly ship to Europe, so these people know seafood, they know quality products, and you really have to have a quality product. That's number one. Number two, if you're talking about retail or service, the customer experience has to be good. So one of the things we focus on really in our pop-up kitchen that we do once a month is really focusing on an authentic experience. So when you come at home and want to come back, being an entrepreneur and running your own business, there are going to be challenges every day. If you don't have challenges every day, then there's a problem. But it's just how you deal with those challenges. Being a primarily export company, our main challenges are red tape issues or having a competitive environment here. So when I speak about competitive environment, again, we're competing on a global marketplace. So our competitors have access to cheap fuel, cheap electricity, cheap labor, all of those things. That's what we're competing against. And Jamaica doesn't necessarily have some of those items. So you really have to kind of be innovative and creative and try to, get in a niche where you can create that efficiency to be able to compete globally. My failures have been too many to mention. So I'm not going to really single out any failure, but I can say, I fail all the time. And anybody who doesn't fail or hasn't failed, I can say, has never been or never will be successful. So failure is not the problem, is how you recover from failure. And that's one of the main success factors of an entrepreneur. So the successful people, they will learn from their failures, and what John C. Maxwell would say is fail forward. So you would fail and build up from it. Now, if you fail and you keep making the same mistakes over and over, then you're going to be in a problem. So it's just how you react to the failures and how you overcome them and keep going. You try to prevent as many mistakes as possible, but it's part of the failure. You can't prevent mistakes. Mistakes will happen, things will happen, markets will change, everything will change, and you just have to react, and you have to react quickly and in a positive way. So you can't really say that you're going to stop mistakes. Again, you don't want to repeat the mistakes. You make it one time and you put measures in place not to make those mistakes. But it's just a simple, continuous improvement process that you keep going on, and little by little you improve, and minimize the mistakes. Well, definitely growth strategies. We're looking at now diversifying our product range. So a big part of what we do is export, but we have never primarily been in the local market or distributed in the local market. So we have just started that now to actually distribute in the local market, and the actual response has been overwhelming. So, you know, what we do is basically to grow, we now expand into different areas and looking now at acquisitions and things like that to grow in social media. It's really on the cutting edge right now. Jamaica, being lovers of phones, lovers of TV and computers and that kind of stuff, you know, social media is really taking it to the next level now. And right now, for social media, one of the biggest tools that we use are video and actually, you know, cooking tutorials, things like that, you know, which get people engaged and get them trying your product and testing it and reviewing it and that kind of stuff. So definitely moving more towards video. For me, I'm willing to go to the ends of the earth to succeed, because for me, failure is not an option. I must succeed, I will succeed, and for me, as long as I keep that attitude, I will succeed. One of the best things you can do, or one of the main laws for success, is having a positive attitude. I really can't stress it enough. But there's a book, one of my favorite books, called The Law of Success, written by Napoleon Hill. And anybody who is really interested in being successful, they really need to read that book. And it lays out really all the different points of what becoming successful entails and how you get there. But one of the main things, of course, is knowing where you want to go, knowing what you want to do, and keeping it on the forefront of your mind, and just pushing every day to achieve that goal. I define success as, you know, balance. And, you know, when I mean balance, sometimes people value success as having money or having, you know, material things. I don't really view that as success. For me, success, I view it as being to help people. So I have a business so that people can be employed and generate, you know, income, that kind of stuff, and have a healthy lifestyle. So when I talk about successful, I talk about having good relationships with your family, having a balanced lifestyle, healthy lifestyle in terms of, you know, just the food you eat, everything, you know. So success for me is a balance of work, personal life, and charitable things. Of course, I have fears, you know. My greatest fear, I would say, you know, there's always a fear of going out of business or you know, that kind of fear. But, you know, I don't really fear it. The fear is there for the things that make your business successful. So it's there in the back of my mind, pushing me like with a stick there to you know, keep doing my best, keep going the extra mile. But failure, or, you know, it fuels me.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV, prepaid cable TV.
About Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate. From laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to make this little island better, safer, a place where we all can be proud to call home. It's time we all recognize that every little thing we do has an impact on the Jamaica we live in now and the country we're leaving for our children. So promise me this, promise yourself this. No more will we tolerate criminals robbing our children of the Jamaica they deserve. Tell them no more crime.
If you want to be successful, you really have to have what Mr. Hill would call a definite purpose. So what it really is where you want to go, what you want to do, where you want to, where you want to be. And that's what fuels me. I have a goal. As CEO, you set the large targets. And, once you set that large targets, then you're going to have to set some smaller targets along the way. So what fuels me is really achieving those goals. So you set those goals and you achieve them. Basically, it really fuels you. So it gives you a boost when you achieve a goal and you know that you're on the right path and you know that you're getting somewhere. So that's what really fuels me. I have many inspirers, but first and foremost, I look to my dad and his legacy and really upholding his legacy and really what he brought to the table. So, he inspires me and had always inspired me to do better than he did and carry it to the next level. And, we've been trying and been really doing well at that. So, inspire, yes, start with my father. And then, there are many persons. You have Martin Luther King, you have Barack Obama, you have all these really positive people that, you gain inspiration over time with, and you're trying to align yourself with their ideals and just push forward. Favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur is the kind of shifting landscape and the thrill of actually owning your own business and knowing that what you put in is directly related to the results. I attribute my success mainly to my team. Number one, you have to have a solid team. So you really have to have the best people on board and you really have to be aligned and work well and mesh well together on a common goal and really move forward together. I don't have one event that I can single out to say that has been my most satisfying moment. You go back and you look at it and you set your overall large goal and in between you have your small goals. And the most satisfying moments are when you achieve your milestones or your small goals along the way and it really gratifies you. I mean, any entrepreneur, any business owner is going to have to make many sacrifices. You make sacrifices in time, you make sacrifices in money, you make all sorts of sacrifices. And believe me, I don't think there's a time when you stop sacrificing. But the challenge is really to create a balance. So, now, you really invest a lot of your time into your business and you really have to try and spend some time with the family as well and really know that business is not everything in life, even though, you really want to push and remain successful. Non-work time, I'm a seaman, so love to go out on the boats or go out on the water, that kind of stuff. I really enjoy doing that. What makes me happy? Being healthy, having a great family, that really makes me happy. And achieving my goals. Well, future plans, definitely we want to on a smaller scale, open up a 5-star seafood restaurant down here on the downtown Kingston waterfront. We're looking at building a new plant, which will cost us about $20 million US, state-of-the-art plant. So we're looking to expand, we're looking to do new things, but remain focused on export so we can really bring in that foreign exchange and stop the sliding dollar. So if you want to start your own business, my first piece of advice would be to get your education. Education is extremely important in an extremely competitive business environment. So number one, get a college education. Number two, you need to always go the extra mile. So if you want to start your business, you really have to go over and above and go the extra mile in doing your business. Third, don't be afraid to fail. You're going to fail, and it's just how you react to those failures which will make the difference between your success and the other person. So you really need to push forward and just don't give up. Number one, just don't give up. Keep pushing.
Advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters. Call us at 876-618-2870 or email us at sales@batvja.com. Business Access TV, serious about business. Jamaican art is just as diverse and multifaceted as its people. It inspires and educates, entertains and stimulates, while answering important questions about Jamaican culture and what it means to be Jamaican. The works of legends like Capo and Manley, as well as newcomers alike, sell for thousands all over the world. But after the paint dries and the marble is polished, how do you go about the business of your art? Today, we take a look at Jamaicans' leading and cutting-edge institutions taking charge of the business end of the paintbrush and making priceless beauty profitable for Jamaica and Jamaican artists. The chaos of creativity meets the stricture of structure on Business Access TV's Cameo. The National Gallery, fresh off a successful staging of the 2014 Jamaica Biennial, is now on a new dynamic path, led by Executive Director Dr. Verlee Pupe. When was the National Gallery established and why?
The National Gallery was established in 1974 because it was recognized that there was a need for a national art museum. The Jamaican art movement had been growing exponentially over the years, and it was felt that there was a need for a specialized institution that would provide exposure, documentation, collection of art, and so forth. So that was the reason why it was established at the time.
Tell me about the business model of the National Gallery.
Right. Well, we are, as a public cultural institution, we are a non-profit entity. We are a division of the Institute of Jamaica and part of the Ministry of Youth and Culture. We are a public art museum. We are publicly funded in that sense that our salaries, the building, utilities, basic operations are funded from the public purse, from taxpayers' funds, but we also fund our activities from other sources. That includes our own business activities, I mean the admission fees, store fees, the gift and coffee shop, fundraising events and so on. We also approach various funders, whether it is corporate sponsors, donor agencies and so on, for funding, usually for specific projects, which can be exhibitions, which can be acquisitions, education programs, you know, the whole spectrum of activities that we have.
At this point in time, what is the National Gallery's functional purpose?
Right. Well, the National Gallery of Jamaica is Jamaica's National Art Museum. It has a comprehensive collection of mostly Jamaican art. It has a few other things too. And that collection provides an overview from pre-Columbian, from the Taino to the present day. So it really covers the entire historical spectrum, and also a very broad spectrum in terms of the various media, various themes, various artistic approaches and so on. In addition to that, we also have regular exhibitions. Well, we have permanent exhibitions that show mainly selections from our collection, but we also have temporary exhibitions. We typically have about 4 exhibitions per year. And those explore usually various aspects of Jamaican art, sometimes also other art. Sometimes we also host overseas exhibitions. For instance, we are currently in discussion about the Haitian art exhibition, which hopefully we will have next year. We also have a branch in Montego Bay, National Gallery West, which opened last year. So we have been growing, and we do now have that representation in Western Jamaica.
How do you acquire the artwork that you have here?
Right, well, a lot of the artworks that we have in our collection are acquired by donation, either by collectors, by artists themselves sometimes. We have never really gotten a lot of capital support for the acquisition of artworks, so we have to find other sources. We have to find other ways of developing our collection. So donations is a major aspect of that. We also, when we find a work of art that we feel needs to be part of our collection, we may try to find sponsors for it, we may try to find a grant for it, and so forth. So it really is a mixture, you know, but the whole idea is that our collection should provide an encyclopedic overview of Jamaican art history. So any decision we make about what we buy is made with that in mind.
What are some day-to-day challenges that you face operating the National Gallery?
Oh, there are many, you know. Well, of course, I would say the main challenge, of course, is funding. You know, we operate in an environment of fiscal austerity. So, of course, that means that we have to be very careful in terms of how we spend money, and also we cannot expect for everything that we do to be paid with taxpayers' money. I think we've done a pretty good job with that. In fact, our exhibitions are basically funded off budget. I mean, we find other sources of funding for them. So funding is a major challenge. What we also try to do is to get the best possible value for money. So we work compared to other museums very cheaply. I mean, some of my colleagues laugh when overseas laugh when I tell them how little money we spend on some of our major exhibitions. Also, we're operating here from a building which was originally seen as a temporary home for the National Gallery. So a lot of our facilities are really not quite up to standard and are not as flexible as we would like them to be to really serve the purposes of a modern museum. And that is in fact one of the big projects that we will be working on over the next few years, is to bring this building up to international standards for art museums.
Tell me about some successes of the National Gallery.
Well, the biennial, the 2014 biennial, which was held at 3 locations, which was held here at Devon House and at National Gallery West, and which also had a project on the streets of Kingston, I think was overwhelmingly successful, and I think the response to it was really positive. So we really saw a level of engagement from audiences, from artists and others that we had not seen before with the exhibitions we have had. National Gallery West itself, you know, a lot of people outside of Kingston keep reminding us that Kingston is not Jamaica. There is a lot more out there, and the cultural institutions in Jamaica have tended to be very Kingston focused. So to be able to spread our wings to Montego Bay to operate from there has been a very interesting experience for us, and a very satisfying experience. And what we focus on there is both local and tourist audiences. Other success as well, the exhibition which just opened on Sunday, Explorations 3, 7 women artists. I mean, rarely in my career as a curator have I seen such a positive response to an exhibition at the exhibition opening. You know, the vibe, to use the local word, really was extraordinary. You know, and that is very satisfying, you know, because when you work on an exhibition, it is hard work, it can be very challenging, long hours, many challenges along the way, but then to see that public response to what you have done, I mean, that really is extraordinary.
So you've been charting a new path for the National Gallery. Tell me about that and why.
Right, well, as I said earlier on, I mean, one of our purposes is really to reach the broadest possible audiences for Jamaican art. And to do that, you really have to make sure that what you present is engaging, that you do it in a way that will reach the broadest possible audiences. And there are all sorts of strategies and techniques that you can follow for that. So we have been changing our curatorial practice here at the National Gallery to do just that, to reach broader audiences, to speak to more diverse audiences, because the last thing you want is for your National Gallery to be an elitist institution. You want it to reach the widest possible range of the Jamaican and other audiences.
What is one thing that you would love for the general public to know about the National Gallery that they don't know?
Right. Well, I think really my main thing is really that the National Gallery is for everybody. It's not just for a particular set of people or people with particular interests. It has something to offer to every person in Jamaica and beyond. And coming to the National Gallery is not a chore. You know, if you come here for exhibition openings for our last Sundays, it's a fun experience. You know, it's an engaging and fun experience, and if you do so, you will almost certainly come back.
Up next, Anil Lawrence talks to us about the curation process.
All human life is precious. Respect life. No more senseless killings. No more.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Explorations 3, 7 Women Artists is the gallery's newest exhibition. Lead curator Anil Lawrence took us on a tour and told us about how much work went into an exhibit of this scale. So how many people and how long does it take to put together an exhibition like this one here?
Well, in terms of people, it's really the entire National Gallery team. I mean, normally, you know, curators may speak about the curatorial department, which right now stands at 7 people, but it's our accounts department, our security guards, our registrar, our executive director. So it's about, you could say, the entire National Gallery staff, which is 30 plus. We normally plan our exhibitions about 2 years in advance. This exhibition, however, was inspired by trends that we saw in our last exhibition, the 2014 biennial, and we started planning that sometime around January. So now we're in June now, so it's almost, in terms of planning and getting to it, about 4 to 5 months.
So take us through that 4 to 5 month journey of the curating process.
Well, the first thing, what we thought of as something significant coming out of, as a trend really, coming out of the last exhibition, the biennial, we noticed that there was a particularly strong showing from some of the female artists. And it's not to say that this is something particularly new, but it had a particular resonance, and we decided to pursue several artists who we thought had not necessarily gotten a lot of attention. These were mid-career artists, not emerging, and for each of them. There's the meeting with the artists, their studio visits, which took place over the initial stages, finding works, getting loans for some of the things that were sold by particular artists. And of course, there was the most dramatic thing that quite a few of the artists were creating work specifically for this exhibition. There's the production of the catalog, the advertising, all those things come together. I mean, that's really what happens in the beginning stages, in the mid stages, and then of course the installation process, which took several weeks, depending on the nature of the work. Some were much more complicated to install. I mean, the one that we're in front of now includes a concrete beam that had to be suspended from our ceiling. Some of the works are installations, so the artists themselves had to come in. So I guess that's essentially the process.
How important is the National Gallery to helping these artists to make a profit?
Well, realistically, we are not a commercial gallery, so that is not one of our primary concerns. In terms of what happens outside of this space and what happens with these artists in terms of their work, we are providing a platform and a space for their work to be displayed. If someone is interested in purchasing something from an artist, then really the only role we would play is putting two parties together. And I guess it can significantly help, especially if someone has, the prestige, I guess, of having presented works, produce work, promote yourself. Because in this day and age, having a website, having a Facebook presence, Twitter, Instagram, those are the things that get your images, get your work out there. We have exhibitions like the Jamaica Biennial that it has an invited portion, or it had an invited portion where artists could submit work. So really what it is really looking out for exhibition opportunities, creating some exhibition opportunities, because a lot of young artists are no longer looking for gallery spaces specifically, they're creating their own spaces. And the thing is, when you are promoting yourself in that way, putting your work out there, you will come on our radar. And if we have a show that you fit in, then you most likely will be approached for that.
Up next, Deborah Anzinger talks to us about the NLS space.
We are serious about the business of real estate, so catch Home Sweet Home Sundays at 4:30 p.m. or if you missed it, check our website at batvja.com.
On the other end of the spectrum, you have the quaint and freshly minted NLS. Focusing on emerging artists, they are clear about their mission to take Jamaican audiences into uncharted visual territory.
So what does NLS stand for?
New Local Space. Officially, that's what we're registered as, but when the organization started, we wanted to just be known as NLS, and it would be the short for several possible interpretations and meanings, such as Natty's loquacious stylings, We had a long list of things. And then finally we had to get the name registered because we were really doing business. So we said, okay, well, what comes to the actual core of what the organization means and has enough of is open enough in terms of what it could mean that we could continue to evolve as an organization. So New Local Space really, we felt, really captured the spirit, which is contemporary, and it provides a platform for artists, and the space not only functions as a physical space, but it also functions as a space in terms of the World Wide Web, and we also function as a space that engages other spaces outside of Jamaica.
How did NLS come about?
It came about primarily as me being an artist. So I was moving back to Jamaica 3 years ago, and I had an art practice in Washington, D.C. So I was working in my studio there, and then I was also managing a small nonprofit gallery there as well. And moving back to Jamaica, I couldn't access what the contemporary art space was like here. You know, there was no way to actually see what it was like if there was really an actual contemporary art scene. So I wanted to create a space that could really articulate that. So as a business, I want to say first that we actually function primarily as a non-commercial space. So we are a non-commercial space that has commercial activities, right? Because we have to have a revenue. Our primary focus is not one that is commercial in terms of building community, in terms of providing a platform for artists for the public to know more about artist practice. But in terms of commercial, we have an artist residency program. Artists apply to that program, and in order to have as much of a reach to artists that we believe to be making great work, we do not want a situation where artists are actually paying to come and do their residencies. So we preferred to be more discerning about the artists that we were choosing and then fundraise for that artist.
When setting up a space like NLS, what kind of challenges do you face?
Well, there are a lot of challenges, of course, doing business period in Jamaica. But as when you're sort of creating a new market, if you really think about the nature of the space, it's a new market. We're actually the ones creating a new market. So a lot goes into that, right? You have to educate the public. So everything that you do has to have a component, a very open component where you're not afraid to answer questions that people might have. Even as somebody who's been in the field for as long as I have, even if the answers may seem obvious, you have to be there to just answer the questions.
Creative industry locally is usually undermined. People don't take it very seriously. What challenges on an everyday basis do you have because of that while trying to operate your NLS?
You know, I'd have to look back. It's a little bit hard to remember that, but I will say no, that I really, in terms of having people take us seriously, we don't really have that challenge as much anymore. I mean, we just kind of accept that there are certain things that other spaces have that we just don't have, which is public funding, grants for contemporary arts, programming grants for art spaces. These are things that we just don't have in Jamaica, but it's something that we're so used to now, and you have to just be kind of nimble as an organization with your business model, while still staying focused on what it is that you hold as, you know, the essential component and essential mission of your organization. That's something I believe a lot of businesses lose focus and lose sight of that, and that's something that we prefer to stay small and stay in focus rather than just get kind of too crazy with our business model. So we set up a program where we will do the fundraising, so crowdfunding for the artists. Once they applied and they got into the program, then the agreement is that we'll do the fundraising, and we use Kickstarter to do that. So we felt And what the assets of Kickstarter for us was that we could have an archive of all the successful projects that we had funded on the platform, and so that people could look on that and then look at our track record. So in that sense, the general public gets to function somewhat as an investor, kind of like an angel investor in some ways, but they do get a gift in return, a small gift in return of art. And we like to give people positive reinforcement for getting involved with contemporary art. So by default, they're now becoming an art collector.
One piece can go for around how much? For those people who don't know, maybe we're talking 2.6 or maybe we're talking 26,000.
Right. Well, as you know, or as a lot of people know, there's actually no cap on how much art can sell for. So it's I mean, you could say that about anything in the world, really, but contemporary art and art in general is notorious for not having a cap. On another hand, we have exhibitions locally and we have exhibitions abroad, and that work is also for sale. So while there might be long stretches where we're not selling artwork because the artist is in the space making work, ultimately when we do have an exhibition, sometimes that exhibition has saleable work. Sometimes it's an installation-based exhibition, and of course the work is not for sale technically, but again, sometimes the work is for sale.
Garfield Morgan is the latest artist in studio at the NLS space. Both his career and his installation are a work in progress. We spoke to him about his plans and his process. So tell me what's happening here.
Okay, so this is an installation, title of which is the TARP project. How this originated is that I actually go into the Coronation Market and I exchange tarpaulin with the vendors on the immediate outskirts of the Coronation Market. So they give me their old worn tarp, I give them a brand new one, and I take that old tarp and I incorporate it into my work. This now is an installation that will involve me using various types of tarp, different nuances, different colors, to create this installation. And really it's about people, it's about real people. It doesn't get any more real than the Coronation Market, really.
Let's say I wanted to do my own little installation, right? How much does something like this cost me?
Well, I was able to actually erect much of the structure myself. And not every artist who does an installation actually do the work himself. So that was able to cut some of my costs. So essentially, as far as costs go, it's really the lumber, the tarpaulin, and my time, which, as far as building a career goes, nobody's really gonna purchase this installation to put in their living room, or at least I don't know of any such person. So basically, this is about getting the name out there. This is about putting yourself out there so people will know you. And of course, the more people know you and are familiar with your work, then the more inclined you are to not just get sales, but to get commissions for work to be done.
Outside of providing you a studio space, how else does NLS help you as a contemporary artist?
Okay, that's a very interesting question, because I actually can't think of another space in Jamaica where I could have done something like this.
Right.
And it is instructive to know that I was here 4 months ago, and that's when I first started to investigate the tarpaulin project. And here it is that I'm here again doing an installation. Now, the first time I was here, the tarpaulin was incorporated into two-dimensional work. And here it is that I've gone installation, three-dimensional, where you actually get into the space and feel the dynamics of how the space works. I teach at a tertiary institution. I do paintings on canvas. I have gallery openings in different galleries where I sell work. So there are several things that I do. I apply for grants. Part of this is to create a portfolio to apply for international residencies. And of course, you know that NLS is affiliated with international institutions. So part of it is side-eyeing those opportunities, which I think the onus is on them first and foremost to do the research, to you know, think about whether this is really what you want to do. How serious are you? Because passion is good, but it takes more than passion, because really you're promoting a brand, and in order to do this, there are certain specific ways to go about it. You're building a career. You need to have your name out there. Part of being at NLS for me is to get my name into areas outside of Jamaica that traditionally, on my own, I probably would not have been able to do. So it's a lot of things to do, a lot of research to do, and part of the thing is attend gallery shows, see what artists are doing, get into that sphere of places where artists go and interact, listen to them, talk to them, engage them, go to exhibitions, know what's happening. Internationally, things are happening. The internet is there for us to learn from, see what is happening, and engage people, both here in Jamaica and all over the world. We have the tools to do that.
I do have a dream, and I know you have a dream, that we can make Jamaica the place of choice for you to choose to live, to work, to do business.
We are going for the Jamaica we want. Making steady progress to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals in our National Development Plan, Vision 2030 Jamaica. We have teamed up with valued partners, working through strong institutions to reduce inequalities in our society. We commit to being responsible in our production and consumption, ensuring we build sustainable communities in harmony with nature. Jamaica is making significant strides in providing quality, lifelong education for all, enabling our people to be engaged in decent work to drive economic growth, equipping men and women with the skills to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industry, foster innovation, and utilize new technologies. Urgent action is being taken to manage natural resources responsibly, protecting clean water sources, ensuring access to water and sanitation for all, diversifying to alternative energy sources, conserving our environment and sustaining life below water and on land. Jamaica is making moves to ensure healthy lifestyles for the well-being of our people. We're promoting sustainable agriculture to achieve food security, improve nutrition, and end extreme hunger, putting in the work to end poverty in all its forms.